Okay, I'm on my way outside and I'm going to check out the Old Town Market here in Paphos and maybe check out some archaeological sites. There are a few here in Paphos, so let's check it out. Now a lot of this walk is uphill, so with the heat it's not a good combo. It looks like we have made it to the market. Well, these are interesting. Butterfly knives. A lot of them are legal across Europe. Guessing they're not illegal here. They're also selling ninja stars, handcuffs, and brass knuckles. And I think those are batons down there. I think all of those are illegal in Iceland, but yeah, it's interesting to see them just in a store in the market. Now that is a good view. Now I finished up at the market and I'm gonna head to an archaeological site I'm gonna check out. One thing I've also noticed about Cyprus here, there are plants or trees with fruit all over the place. Limes, olives, cactus fruit, like that one, and like grapefruit, like really big ones. Yeah, it's very nice to see. It's nice to look at. Now I didn't buy anything at the market, mainly because the things there were mostly like touristy stuff, keychains, fake football shirts, stuff like that. And I already got my football shirt and some keychains as souvenirs. So, but it was very nice to look at, very aesthetically pleasing. The decorations and all that, very nice looking. One strange thing I've noticed here, there are not a lot of crosswalks. So you just have to jaywalk across the streets and hope you don't get hit by a car. But yeah, I've seen very few crosswalks, so you just have to be careful when you're crossing the street. The guy in the taxi told me on the way to Paphos that there are a lot of car accidents, like per capita, because this is a small nation, but there are very many car accidents. So let's hope I don't get hit. Alright, we have arrived at the ruins. No, just kidding, they're over there. Have to cross the street. We have a rare sighting of a crosswalk here, so gotta get ourselves over this road. Alright, there it is, the Tomb of Kings. Let's go check this out. So apparently this is an ancient burial ground from around the Roman times, and you can go inside, so I'm gonna check it out. Pretty crazy to think how old these are. Well, there's one over there. I'm gonna go check that one out. Wow. It's a little creepy. I'm getting out of here. Now, of course, this is a burial ground, so of course I'm gonna stay respectful, but it would have been kind of cool to see a skeleton. But of course they have to be removed for tourism. Oh, look at that. This one's shaped. Look at that. It's just hanging off. That is quite cool. I mean, who knows, there could have been a whole building up there. Could have been even more higher. Wow. I'm guessing all of this here used to be some kind of tomb or building, and now I'm standing on top of it, which is allowed, but it feels weird. I mean, yeah, look, that you know, that's clearly carved out there. I mean, I can tell a lot of these rocks have been carved, so there obviously used to be a lot of tombs. Some of them probably got destroyed over time, but some of them are still very much intact and look good still. There are ones all across here, and one where those people are as well. One over there. It would be interesting to know how many burials were here counted. Now this one is obviously the biggest, and it is probably what comes up on Google when you search for this, and this pops up. Here's another one. Yeah. Let's go down. It goes on. Now that is creepy. Wow, you can't even see the end. Wonder what that leads to. Also here. There you can see the end. But here you can't. And not here either. Yeah, another one where you can go down. The original stairs probably too damaged. There's a nice little chunk there. I'm guessing there used to be pillars up holding. Those might be the pieces. but it's honestly very impressive considering how old this all is, that some of it is even standing. Here's another narrow one down in this one. I'm guessing they weren't really tall. Oh, I don't like that. There's a hole in the ceiling. That's scary. So I just googled how many were buried here, and I think about 100 high-ranking officials, royalty, stuff like that were buried here. 100 people. Yeah, this is all pretty cool. This must have been where they threw out their leftovers. Alright, I finished at the Tomb of Kings. Now I need to find something to drink. I am very thirsty, so let's do that. Now I realize it's a little strange to come to a foreign country and just get McDonald's, but I saw they had this Grimace shake, and it was a trend a while ago, but I'd never tried it, and it's very disappointing. I don't like it at all. But like grape ice cream is just, it doesn't sound good, and it isn't good. Alright, after our little break and eating some food, we are going to another archaeological site. So yeah, it's just basically a day of looking at ancient history, which is really cool. Yeah, we have made it to the second location. Let's check it out. I think we are coming up on our first little site. Yeah, look at that. Some pillars. This was a big building. That is so impressive. Wow. Here's even more. Wow. There's another image over there. You can get a better view. Also here on the ground. That's awesome. these like beautiful art pieces on the floor everywhere. Must have taken so long to make. All the images, everything. It's very impressive. Also, just look at this view. There's a lighthouse over there. I don't know if I can get closer, but we'll find out. Alright, I found a way closer to the lighthouse. Maybe I can get a good ocean shot view here. Here it is, the lighthouse. Looks like I can just get right up to it. I looked up, like right under, and I almost lost my footing. Made me dizzy, looking straight up at it. But look at this view. Wow. That is so beautiful. Some more ruins, and there are some kind of seats or something over there. Let's see what it is. Yeah, it says open air theater. So this was a theater back then. Should I sing a song? No. It's so interesting to imagine what these buildings actually looked like before they were ruined. Because you see parts all over here, spread across this whole area. And I think that concludes the archaeological exploring today. Some very cool sights that we saw today. I feel like Indiana Jones.